I want you to imagine this with me for a moment. You close your eyes at night, expecting the familiar rest that comes with routine. The house grows quiet, the lamp goes out, and you settle into a position that has felt comfortable for years. You wake hours later with a stiff shoulder, an aching hip, or a foggy head, and you tell yourself it's simply part of getting older. But what if those nightly choices, the way you lie down, the position your body holds for hours on end, are quietly shaping how you feel every morning, every week, and every year that follows? I've spent a lifetime watching people tend to their bodies in ways that matter, and I've learned that small habits repeated night after night add up. For those of us over 60, sleep is not just rest. It's maintenance, it's repair. It's a chance to protect the joints, support circulation, and keep the mind sharp. Tonight, I want to walk you through what I've learned gently, clearly, and without fuss, because these are the kinds of changes that pay dividends in comfort and energy. Let me be straightforward at the start. There are positions that tend to cause trouble for older bodies, and there are positions that protect and restore. In the next 20 minutes, I'll share 4 sleeping positions I recommend avoiding, and 4 that I encourage you to practice. I'll do it in a way that respects the wisdom of experience, and I'll use examples that might feel familiar, neighbors, friends, people I've met along the way, because that's how we learn best. First, let's talk about the positions to avoid. Many people habitually sleep on their stomachs. It can feel cozy and natural, especially if it's been a lifelong habit. But lying face down places the neck and spine in an awkward posture for hours at a time. The head must be turned to the side, which keeps the neck twisted, and the lower back can be pushed into an unnaturally arched position. Over weeks and months, this persistent strain can lead to stiffness, tension, and discomfort that follows you into the day.
Think of Margaret, who'd been sleeping on her stomach for as long as she could remember. She was in her late 60s and had always felt it helped her relax. Lately, though, mornings were a struggle. Her neck would be tight, and sometimes she'd feel a strange numbness down her arm. When she adjusted how she lay down, using a different position and a supportive pillow, the mornings began to feel easier. That change made ordinary things, turning to greet a grandchild, lifting a bag of groceries, less bothered. Second, the deeply curled fetal position. There's something comforting about growing up, like returning to a protective shell. A gentle curve can be quite natural, even helpful, but curling too tightly restricts the chest and the lungs, puts compressive pressure on the hips and knees, and can leave you waking with soreness and stiffness. When the chest can't open fully, breathing is shallower. When hips and knees are pressed together for hours, circulation can slow to a degree that leaves legs feeling heavy or tingling in the middle. Consider Harold, who slept in a tight curl for decades. He felt secure in that posture, but he began to notice a constant tightness across his chest and a persistent weirdness during the day. By loosening the curl and resting a pillow between his knees, he allowed his chest to expand and his hips to find a more neutral alignment. In short order, his mornings became less rigid and his energy level improved. Third, lying entirely flat on your back with no support for your head and neck. Many assume flat is neutral and correct, but without a modest pillow to support the natural curve of the neck, small muscles and nerves work overtime to keep alignment, and that effort shows up as tension and headaches. For those who experience reflux or mild breathing interruptions, a completely flat position can make things worse because gravity no longer assists the body in the way it should overnight.
Evelyn preferred a flat sleep surface for years and thought it was the most honest way to rest. Yet she started waking with dull neck pain and a general morning fog. Once she tried a gentle elevation, just enough to support the neck and upper back, she noticed a shift. Her morning stiffness eased and the day began with more clarity. Fourth is the habit of slipping an arm under the pillow or head. It feels comforting to tuck an arm beneath your face, but when that arm remains there for hours, the nerves and blood vessels are compressed. The result can be waking to pins and needles, numb fingers, and a shoulder that feels reluctant to move. Over time, this nightly compression can become a persistent issue that interferes with simple daily tasks. George, a man who'd worked with his hands for decades, slept with his arm tucked under his pillow since he was young. He woke often with a numb hand and a shoulder that ached. Once he changed the habit and used a pillow arrangement that kept his arm relaxed at his side or supported in front of him, his symptoms largely subsided.
Now, if you're thinking, well, how am I supposed to sleep then? I'm glad you asked. Let's move to the positions I recommend cultivating. These are practical, gentle, and easy to adopt. They protect the spine, ease pressure on joints, and help steady breathing through the night. First, a modified fetal position. I'm not talking about curling into a tight ball. Think of a gentle curve, relaxed and open. Place a firm pillow between your knees to keep the hips aligned and to prevent the top leg from twisting the lower back. Loosen the curl so your chest isn't compressed. This alignment supports the natural curve of the spine and reduces pressure on the hips and lower back. A simple pillow between the knees can make a big difference.
Susan, who had long-standing hip discomfort, tried this tweak and noticed the morning stiffness that used to greet her simply faded. It's a small change with surprisingly large benefits. Second, side sleeping with arm support. Side sleeping is widely comfortable, and when done properly, it protects the spine. Use a pillow under your head that keeps your neck neutral, not tipped up or drooping down. Tuck a soft support pillow beneath your top arm and place a pillow between your knees. This keeps the shoulders relaxed, hips aligned, and promotes steady breathing. If you find your hands go numb, try adjusting the pillow under the arm so it doesn't press directly on the shoulder.
After changing the way he supported his arm during the night, George discovered far fewer morning aches. Sometimes the simplest adjustments are the most effective. Third, an elevated back position, where you sleep on your back with the upper body slightly raised. A wedge pillow or an adjustable bed that lifts the head and upper torso by a modest angle can ease breathing, reduce heartburn-like sensations, and support the neck. For those who experience occasional reflux or mild breathing pauses, this slight incline allows gravity to assist, helping the airway remain open and supporting more restful breathing. It also encourages the natural curve of the spine to stay in a comfortable orientation.
Doris, who had been waking with a sense of fatigue and occasional nighttime awakenings, found the change to a gentle elevation made a night and day difference. She woke feeling steadier and more alert. Fourth, a supported reclined side position, a blend of side sleeping and a modest recline. This is a comfortable posture where the body rests on the side but with the upper body slightly elevated, around 30 to 45 degrees. It combines the benefits of side alignment with reduced pressure on the lower back and hips. A wedge or adjustable setting provides that supportive angle, while a body pillow hugged in front helps maintain shoulder comfort and keeps the knees in a stable position. Helen, who'd tried a variety of bedding options over the years, slept in this supported reclined side position and noticed reduced nighttime interruptions, less hip soreness, and a greater sense of refreshment in the morning. A few practical tips to help you adopt these positions tonight. Invest in pillows that serve a purpose. A firm pillow between the knees for side or fetal positions, a wedge or adjustable padding for elevation, and a neck support pillow that keeps the head aligned without forcing it forward. Try to make one change at a time. Habit shifts are easier when they're gradual. And give any new habit a fair trial, a week or two, because your body often needs time to adapt. Pay attention to the subtle signals your body gives you. If you wake with consistent numbness in a hand, tingling in your legs, or a heaviness in your chest, consider how you slept the night before. Small adjustments often resolve these concerns. I recommend you keep a simple notebook beside the bed for a few nights and jot down how you slept and how you felt in the morning. This simple record helps you spot patterns. Another point worth mentioning is the mattress itself. A surface that's too soft or too firm can make any position less effective. The goal is balanced support, enough give to cradle joints and enough support to keep the spine aligned. If your mattress is old or sagging, consider replacing it or use a supportive topper as an interim solution. Sleep quality also benefits from routines. A calm wind down, limiting heavy meals and caffeine before bed, and maintaining a comfortable bedroom temperature. These are the kinds of supports that help any position become truly restorative. Finally, remember this: the aim isn't perfection. None of us moves into a posture and stays there untouched. What matters is thoughtful positioning and respectful care for the body you live in. Choosing a protective position tonight does not promise perfect mornings forever, but it does stack the deck in your favor. Night by night, week by week, those small, steady decisions accumulate into better mornings, steadier energy, and more years of comfortable independence. So tonight, consider this. Loosen that tight curl, tuck a pillow where it helps your hips and shoulders, elevate a little if reflux or breathing interrupts your rest, and be mindful of that arm under the pillow. Make one change and see how it feels. Share what works for you with someone you trust, a partner, a friend, a neighbor, because these habits are worth passing along. I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment and share one small change you plan to try this. If you found a tip that helped you years ago, tell us about that too. Our community grows wiser when we share these simple, practical lessons. Sleep smarter, live stronger. Your nights are a chance to preserve what matters: mobility, clarity, and the calm energy that lets you keep doing the things you love. Start tonight and give yourself the gift of a better morning.